Good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Bruce, and welcome to my shop. We've got a job on now for the horizontal borer, and I'll go ahead and explain what this job is and what I've done to start setting it up on the borer. Well, firstly, we've set up the homemade angle plate. That's all set up and lined up on the table, and then we've bolted onto it the part that we need to machine, and this part goes all the way back to here, and that is a gear change arrangement for a 1936 Jag. Now this shaft belongs right inside there, and this bush is flogged out. This casting is flogged out, and there's another shaft that comes in and joins it. This is the gear selector. So when we put this in, you can see there it's quite flogged out. So the customer's bought me these split bushes, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be machining out, boring out this one here, and then I'm going to bore the second one out. The first one I'll be boring out with an end mill. That is the correct size for this. These are split, and then the second one I'm going to have to make up a cutter to be able to get inside here and to cut that. So what I've done is I've taken a longer piece of rod. This is 9/16 millimeter, 9/16, and introduce that in through to the third hole, and then use that to line up the head. Now we'll show you what. We'll just swing around to where the head is. Well, there's the head. Now what I've done is I've bored this bush out that came with it, the holder, and I've set up, hopefully you can see that all right. Yep. So this is a number 3 Morse taper to 40 millimeter flat end. So what I've done is I've made a round hole in the end here, and I've put a retention bolt on to hold the Morse taper, because this unit, this ER40 collet, does not come with a tang on it, but it has a retention bolt because that's used in the mills. So that will then fit in here, and I'll lock that up, lock that in place. What I've also done is I've set the key lock. There's a key lock here. It's a wedge that wedges and locks the slide into 0 point. So I've run the dial in, and I've dialed that down to be 100%. And so now what I can do is I've set this up so that it's now in centre. So if I lock that in place, as you can see there, I'll just swing that around. And so I'll lock that in place, and then I can push this through, and it's sliding through without any interference all the way through to the rear hole with absolutely no interference whatsoever. So I know I'm on spot on, and I've done that through 4 turns to make sure, just in case of it. So I'm now happy that I have the ability to machine this on dead level. So we've got that zeroed in the DRO, and we can now take this out. We can take that out. We've locked. I'll just turn that down. We locked the table on 0, but we need to be able to take that pin out. So we'll run her over, take that shaft out, and we can now start setting up for boring. Of course we're going to lock this in place, and so we can come back to 0 again. I'm looking up at the DRO and bringing it back into 0. Okay, we're on. We just lock the table. Table's now locked, and we'll be able to bring this forward and be able to do there we go. So I've got to lock that in place, set up the speeds and everything else. We'll make a second movie of that when we're actually doing the boring work. So there we have it, and we'll catch you later on.